Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. This is Dawn with Scrapbook Sage. I'm so glad that you're able to join me today. I'm going to be doing a design team share. I am on the design team for Carolyn at Caroline's Craft Tree, and she has this fabulous sewing kit. So it's a stitch in time, and you can go to Caroline's Craft Tree on Etsy and get this fabulous kit. What I've done is I went ahead and made two journals. One journal just has her pages in it with some book pages. I'll do a flip through of that, show you the ephemera, and then do a flip through of the bigger journal that I made as well. So if this is something that you're interested in, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe and enjoy all this fun stuff with sewing and thread and all that good jazz. So this is the first little journal that I made. I found love with this image here. It's just darling. I went ahead and made a one signature journal. And I will probably add ephemera and finish it up a little bit, but I wanted to definitely give you an opportunity to look at the pages inside before I did all the extra embellishments because they're just really cute, and it gives you a good opportunity to see how you can make a simple journal and then a less simple journal with different kit with the same kit. So I think they both have their merits, and some people love to just have something easy to go and write in every day, and they can put in their purse or work on projects and stuff with them. And so that's what this journal is intended for. So I've got this beautiful little girl, and this is wallpaper fabric, and I kept things easy on myself. I went ahead and sewed in the signature. I put wallpaper on both sides and sewed it in, made a fabric pocket here. And then here are the pages, and I kept this easy too. What I did is I printed her images on coffee dyed paper. And I coffee dyed my paper, then I wiped it down with like baby wipes so that there wasn't any residue, and then I ran it through my printer. So how that made things easier was I didn't have to cut, or some people don't mind the white lines along the edges and some people do. That just let me address that issue pretty readily. So anyways, so she has a couple of the simplicity pattern images, and so I went ahead and put that on the front page, and here's the coffee dyed paper there. So if they're I don't think it, when you look at me the images of the ephemera on the white paper, there's not that much of a difference. So I feel like I can go ahead and cut out the images from the white paper and add them to this journal, no problem, because she does a really good job at coloring everything. So the tones were close enough that it really didn't make that much of a difference, other than it not being a stark white piece of paper on the back side. She also has a couple of pages with lines. This one is blank with the coffee dyed look already on it. So this image of the coffee dyed look is mainly hers, not necessarily the paper itself, because you could see this paper is pretty simple. We could see what it's like on the back side. Yeah, there wasn't much to it. And this was a trim from one of her pages. I just sort of, or a border of one of her pages, I put it there to just sort of trim that blank page. And then this is really cool. It's on, now I'm not going to be able to think of it, burlap. It's a picture of burlap with buttons on top of it. And if you guys have been following me, you know I've been sort of obsessed with buttons lately. And the other journal has my kit with buttons in it. And you'll see that. But for right now, here's another page I made a belly band out of. And this was her lined page. So this is a really good writing journal. And I did coffee dye the green paper. There's those pages there. And this is Georgia silk from Amore Fabriques. And I've just got papers in here that talk about fabrics and making wall coverings and sewing and stuff like that. This is actually from Caroline. She gave me some netting a while back, and here's some fabric that I've had for a while myself. Isn't this cute? I really like the spools, and she put some lace up here. And there's going to be sparkles throughout this book because some of the tulle has it. This is adorable. It's stitched buttons together, and then she has a little thimble with safety pins on top of a doily here. And then here's another doily with the little girl crawling over. It's the Merrick thread. And there is a measuring tape. That's a really cool image. And I had cut out this image here on the other side. And there's a white butterfly up there. I don't know if the camera catches that, but that's nice. And this looks like hand stitching. I don't know if this is hand stitching she had done herself. I know that Carolyn does like to do hand stitching. And here's that glitter. I had some extra pieces of the wallpaper, so I went ahead and made some wallpaper ribbon out of that. Here's a couple extra images there. And this is from my kit, but you'll see that in a little bit. So here is the image, the spread with the little girl that's on the front of both the covers, actually. And I just thought it was adorable. So now I'm going on the back side of each of the pages, and like I said, this is a writing journal. I will put some of the embellishments that I'll be showing you in a minute in the book, but I don't want to fill it up too much because I really do want to keep it as a writing journal. And this is fun. This was an old packaging that I just turned around and used that as a tuck spot there. So if you are wanting to make a journal as a writing journal and not have too many embellishments in it, this is a good kit to go because she gives you the space for writing, and everything prints up. Even though I printed it up on coffee dyed paper, it's not too dark to write over all this either. So that is a really good option for you. So, and here's the Darling Ephemera sets. So she has the paper sets and then 3 ephemera sets in this kit. So she has one that is an ephemera kit, one is a button kit, and another one is an ads kit. So I will show those. So this is the ephemera kit, and I love what she's done with the jars. And she's got several of the spools and the tags throughout the ephemera kit. And she also has the postcards. And she's got Carolyn's custom threads. And so she designed these, and just really, really adorable. And so this is somebody fixing a dress here. Here's a little girl crawling over the spool. Here's a little girl with some birds, a little boy on a school bench, somebody sewing, and the 2 children going down the sled. So those are sort of the themes of the spools. Here is the advertising theme, and with her advertising over them, and then just, this is a place where you can write either your name or do something there. So I like that she's done that. And I love all 4 of the postcards in this kit. This is really cute. She's got the spools down here, the dress form, the stamps up there, and a pseudo address. This has the bow with scissors and stitching along here, and an upside down stamp. That's cool. This looks like a piece of fabric with just all the different sewing ephemera there, and as well as this one, it pretty much speaks for itself. Just so cute, right? And then here's a couple fun little envelopes, or actually, yeah, little tiny envelopes that you can make. And then here's one too. So that's her ephemera sets. So it's huge. And then there's even more. So this is an amazing kit for the price. Look how cute the little girl. She's doing her wash my, so sweet. And then the little girl's playing underneath the sewing machine, the JB Coats thread, and then just some basic ephemera pieces here, the pattern. These are all just great. And since these are older ephemera pieces, a lot of times the images are really good, but if they're not as clear as you'd like, that's just the nature of what the images were, since a lot of the advertising, you know, is 100 years old. I've seen what the advertisings were, you know, looking at the online and stuff for some of those. And then she has these button section. And I'm not saying that is unclear. I'm just saying they're like this. It's sort of how the artwork is. So, and I just love all of these. It's so fun. The little baby. Really, really cute. And I'd already printed up this kit and used several of the pages and stuff in a couple other books. So, and in addition to these two that I've made. So it really is a kit you want to keep on using. And that really says a lot for it. Look how cute. I love the little bluebird buttons. That's really cute. And then she's got these envelopes. And just great. Okay, so that's all the ephemera, and then the first journal. And then here's the second journal. I'm hoping that I'm still on screen just fine. And it's more of a chunky monkey. So I've got the thicker upholstery fabric here and here. And on the inside is wallpaper. And then I've got more upholstery fabric on the back. And I've done these beads in the blues and the browns. So that was a lot of fun to do. So I had used her kit with a couple of my kits as well, and just things that were in my stash. And so it was a lot of fun to put together. And so there's that darling little gal. And this is foil paper, scrapbook paper. I pulled out an old stamp set and did the stamp ribbon. It may not be perfect there, but this is probably one of my more embellished journals. I just captured the lace there. Here's a book page. Here is die cut from my Cricut that says love. There is my first attempt at a altered paper clip. Here is a tag, and I'm using a lot this month. I'm trying to use a lot of my scraps. So this was a really cool idea. I went ahead and took an old journal. Actually, it was a guest book. It was probably mine. But I took out the pages that I wasn't using, and I decided to back those with, these are pages, if you're hearing something in the background, it's just my husband. And so anyways, I have these papers from the wallpaper books that are sort of stronger papers. So I went ahead and made a lot of tags, and I've been using those in my crafting quite a bit. So this has been fun. I'm starting to feel like I'm getting the gist of using more things in my journals. So there's some grid paper, doily, a paper strip from one of my kits, some washi tape. There's one of the tickets. Here's Caroline's page here. This fun little button. And so I did cut down this page because it had the white space. So there's benefits to doing that. You know, I love the way that what is this called? The red vellum looks behind that. And so the other two kits that I use that are mine, that I'll link below, are Makers Wanna Make and Tea Rose Treasures. So this is my Makers Wanna Make kit. And so I had a guest check, and I had a coloring book that had some, what are they, spools and buttons and stuff. Here's one of her embellishments there. Here is an embellishment with striped wallpaper. I made a mistake by putting the lace with that, so it's not perfect. And then here's some paper that I'd sewn, and I'm using up some of my little sparkles, and then I have this tab, that set of tabs there. So I've got lace going on there. Here is some embroidery work. This is a stamp that I colored in. There is that colored paper. Here is a index card, and I use the strips of paper there. Here is book page. So I just really went through, and I found some rickrack, some old book page. Here is her little spool there. This is from Tea Time, actually Makers Wanna Make. Here's that envelope. Probably should put something in there. Here's her page right there. There it is again. Here's that sewing little envelope. So I printed these on cardstock. And then the pages that I showed you was straight copy paper. So I've used the both. This is cardstock. This is from Makers Wanna Make. This is hers, a little book. This is a little ephemera card there. Here's one of the button cards. And then I made a little text spot here. This was old packaging. Here's one of her spools there, and I just put some ribbon on it. A little book here. And here's all the beads. Really cute. And again, I sewed it down the middle, and then I went ahead and secured it in with a twine as well. And I don't know that I'll show you everything. This was fun doing, I had some letters, and so I did zigzag there, and I used the stamp. And did a little bit of stamping there. This is a book that had Dressing Your Best. There are some postcards. This is from one of my kits. I can't remember which one. I think it is Makers Wanna Make. This is one of Caroline's, and I just put thread around it, and I like the way that looks. This is from one of my own books. This is Makers Wanna Make. This is Caroline's. This, I believe, is Caroline's. This is a book page from The Emperor's New Clothes. This is Makers Wanna Make. And this is Caroline's. This is Makers Wanna Make. There's another guest check and a button check, and I used a stamp that had a dress form there. I don't know if it's Better Homes and Gardens or it's a book about your home and everything. And I found some really old rickrack, and that was fun. This is from Lindsay Zenner's Vintage Image Club. And I printed it off my phone, and it sort of went off the edges, but I still think it works. And I made a button out of it. And I just added some pieces of ephemera in there. These are actually buttons out of a button book, as well as these are. There are some more of those button ephemeras. This is from Makers Wanna Make. This is from Makers Wanna Make, I believe. This is from my kit, Albany Blues. And then this was, it's not in any of my kits. I was playing with it, and it ended up just being an extra that I had. This is in my Tea Rose Treasures, I believe. And then there's that. And this didn't make it into a kit. It was just, again, one of those pages that I had while I was working on a kit. I love this little tuck spot. It was a lot of fun to make with the lace and the ribbon. And there is that coloring book, and I did a little tuck spot there. And then I'm trying to use ephemera and different things that I don't use. So I used a stapler. I used a playing card there. And Great Things Take Time is on that tag. This was a cute little story. Rosalie, I don't remember what wants to paint, or I don't remember the name of the book. Rosa Bonhair breaks her needle, so it's a story about a little girl, teenager. She really needs to. She's working. Her dad is making her an apprentice with a seamstress, and she just does not have the skill for sewing, and she's so flustered, and I get it. But she's always wanted to paint, and her father's a painter. And so she ends up being a painter, and I thought that was really cute. So this is from Albany Blues. And that kit is just sweet to me. I've got family in New York, and whenever I see it, it just makes me smile. And there's a little flip out there. Here's a little tiny card. There's that envelope. This is from Tea Rose Treasures, and then there's that striped wallpaper journaling card. Some music page. Using up some hoarded papers a little bit, and I'm just trying to use up my scraps in different ways. Here are a couple more tickets. This is upcycled piece of cardboard from some packaging. And then this is from a book. And I did the stamp on there. And then I did that ribbon stamp there. There's a button from that button book. Here are some more ephemera pages. Sticker there. Here's Carolyn's pages again. A stamp. This is from Makers Wanna Make. This is from Makers Wanna Make. Got to use some hoarded wallpaper, washi tape there. Put some ribbon down. So I'm just really trying to also work through my stash. So that's been fun doing that. Making little collage strips and tags out of different things. Here is a bag so if there's ephemera that you want to take out of here and store in there, that's very possible. Here's some more of Caroline's ephemera pieces. I ended up sewing a piece in there and had to tear it out. Sometimes when you overstuff it and try to do things. And then here is some wallpaper. Another journaling spot. I could probably just set a couple of these in there. And here is, I love these jars, and there's another one of her envelopes. Some more of her ephemera. There's the back side of that page with the little doll playing tea time on the spool as a cup, and she's sitting there. And here is a little text spot. I cut out that image from that little piece of ephemera. This is from More Fabrics. I had made a journal out of a journal cover there, and that was some leftover fabric from that. And there you have it. I hope you enjoyed this flip through. If you liked it, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and like button, and I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.